Hi folks, welcome back. This is Todd here. I just wanted to do a short and sweet video on the solar installation on my Pioneer 180CK holiday trailer. Now, as you can see here, this has a door here, which means there's no master in the front. This is a little bit trickier to do because all of your wiring runs direct underneath and then into here. And inside, without a master and cupboards, there is no nice way to run the wiring in the front cavity. So we had to improvise with this one, which you'll see up once we get inside. For batteries, I got 200 amp hour AGMs, 12 volts, and I've added a dedicated 12 volt receptacle for the Bouge RV fridge / freezer dual zone, which if you just watched the past video, you'd see that. I have to get a bigger cover. This is the Camco dual, I think this is for dual 6s, to be honest. It doesn't fit dual 12s, so that's on the list to do, but regardless, the solar is done. So I'll show you what I mean when you step inside. So you see in here, there's no real nice way to run any sort of wiring. You have basically an open front area. Option A would have been to use the Legrand strips. Could have done a cord management kit like that, and that could have been ran through here, nipple through the roof panels up here, drill through here, charge controller in here, and then run new lines to the batteries, which wouldn't be too bad because the batteries are right here. That was option one, but I chose to do something a little bit different, which I will walk you through now. So the first thing that I started out with was the Renogy ONE charge controller, this is the Renogy ONE Smart Hub. This thing's actually pretty sweet. You could see it connects Bluetooth to the charge controller, and it actually tells me, if I can get that to actually show, it tells me what it's actually doing. 15.98 watts, 1.09 amps, so that's doing its good job. Now, that runs in here, drilled through underneath the radio, fished all the way along. I decided to put the hub of everything right in here. So that is the master brains of the unit. That's the charge controller, which converts DC at 23 to 24 volts down to 12 volts for charging the batteries. You can see we're at 100% state of charge. I have a nipple through the roof. I have a tri-tap or a solar T connector on the roof, so it's 1 in with a number 8 and then 3 out to 300 watt panels, 100 each, so 3 panels. And then I come down with my DC wiring, positive, negative to both 2 breakers, 30 amps in, and then into the charge controller. From there, I ran 2 number, I think this is number 6. I think this is all number 6. Yeah, this is all number 6 to the battery because, like I said earlier, we're not able to be very close to the battery, so I wanted to increase the wire size. So we're number 6 all the way in through, drilled through into here, and then we run in, and we're tied in behind off of the converter in there. I took the line off the converter, added a tri-tap block, and then I have the battery wire in on one. I have one out to the inverter here, one to the charge controller up there, and one to the DC bus. So hopefully that makes sense. On here, more breakers, 30 amps for obviously charging the batteries, and then I just threw 2, I'm gonna look at what those are. Those are 20s? I think those are 20. Yeah, 2 20s that feed this marine DC distribution block. I have left this in here just in the odd case that I want to add some USB receptacles or anything here. And on the outside of this thing, I would love to come through to about here and pop out for awning lights, but maybe do that up top. I got to change the awning out on this thing next year. Yeah, so and then I'll just show you the inverter underneath. I put the controls up here. That's the Renogy controller for the inverter. This is just 1,000 watt, and I believe this is a pure sine. I'll have to just see if I could see that there. Yeah, pure sine, yep. So often if I go camping, I'll bring a laptop, so I wanted to have that there. So that's just sitting in here, and then the wiring runs right through, right to the back of the converter. Sorry, the AC side is right here. I don't have anything off of that just yet, but eventually I will be running that AC side back in, and then to the bus to backfeed the bus. Now this is a small fridge, well, actually, yeah, small compared to the newer style, but still plenty enough for me. 120 volts, 2.7 amps. Yeah, you should be able to see that now. So other than this, there are no AC loads in this trailer. It's a 180 CK. It's literally 23 feet front to end. It's got, this pulls down, this sits down for another sleeping area, and then you've got the quote-unquote master in the back with the bathroom in it. So this is by today's standards a very small trailer, but it's perfect for me because it's very lightweight, and I don't really need to be dragging around a 32 foot anymore. I just don't have that many people going camping with me. It's just myself and a dog. So I'm gonna fire that back in. That's on the to-do list for next year. Run that wiring in so that I can backfeed the bus and then power the fridge. There is a breaker for the main. The main AC cable runs in and along and to the back. I will have to investigate that to see if that actually is on that breaker. And then technically I could just turn that breaker off, run the fridge into a new breaker, fire that in, and then just run the inverter to run the fridge the whole time. The other thing that I wanted to try out is these Zigbee smart relays. So I thought that might be cool for doing the awning lights at the front. And other than that, that's pretty much about her. So I've got the Bouge RV fridge, which has a plug on the front there. I might also add another one for the lithium power pack, but that's pretty much all a guy needs. And as far as the solar panels, they come through with a weatherproof, I want to call it a connector. They've got two strains on it, and it's a plastic piece that sits on the roof with caulking around it. So you have more than enough to get your wires in and down, and they're on strain, so there's no way you can get any water or rainwater ingress in there. And then the other thing I'd note about the controller is the controller is actually very handy because you can set it from AGM to lithium to all sorts of battery types. And it comes with its own temperature sensor that you can run up and in. So very handy. That's how I did the solar on it. Hope you like it.